Hey everybody, Dave here. Today we are building some barn doors. The reason we're building these barn doors is because I looked online for some barn doors and they're about, it's like $450 a piece. So it'd be $1,000 to build barn doors. I was able to get all this wood that you see here for about 200 bucks. And what we're doing is we're gonna be building, we went to Home Depot, we found some stuff on sale. So this is a tongue and groove. There's different, I guess, different types of tongue and groove. This has a slightly different pattern on one side versus the other. Not ideal, but this is gonna be facing out. This is gonna be facing my office. And it's gonna be pretty sweet. Today we are headed to Lowe's. I always mix up Lowe's and Home Depot. Going to Lowe's to get some polyurethane. And what else are we gonna get? We're gonna get some 1-inch 18 gauge staples for an air gun because we are making a barn door. This is another first. This is a new orientation for the bike. I have the microphone here. It's just out in the open. So the only thing that's stopping the wind from hitting the microphone is gonna be that dead cat. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. Should be interesting, but we're gonna check it out. The river's getting way lower. It used to be covering that over there. So we're kind of into summer now. Let's just go this way. I can get to Lowe's this direction. The less I can be on a main road, the better. I just don't like main roads because people are not very courteous. This is the first time I've worn a chest mount GoPro. Hopefully it looks cool. I think it looks, I love this perspective. It's one of my favorites. So we're just gonna cross here so we don't get in the way of any of these cars. Get right on the trail. This is a little trail that the hospital maintains. I think it's a private trail, but they let the public go across it. So they're gonna tie into this trail right here. We're gonna cross here and they're gonna keep going up maybe up to this exit 8 up here in St. George. Should be pretty cool. So that's like future planning. I love how they're tying all these bike trails together. We've got, oh look, there's a helicopter. Is it taking off or landing? Let's check it out. Wow, it's taking off. They must just be warming it up. Getting ready to go. Oh, they're taking off. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like that before. I've never been here. I've been here when they've landed, like just landed, but I've never been here when they've just taken off. That was awesome. All right, so I made it to Lowe's, got my 1-inch staples and put the first one together. And what I'm doing here is I'm just throwing some glue on these boards and then I'm gonna just staple them down. I use staples for all of this. So just the 1-inch staples, it's about a little over 1.5 inches. Once you put both the boards on, and I'm just stapling them to themselves. And what I really want to make sure that I'm doing here, I want to make sure everything's square. So I'm going to measure from corner to corner on all of these to make sure that it's the same length. So it's fairly square. And I'm not the best woodworker, so I'm cutting these just a little bit wide, or I'm cutting these a little bit long, and then I'm using that sander, as you can see right there, to just make it fit, and so it's a pretty tight fit once I'm finished with it. And it turned out really well. And I ended up getting some polyurethane as well from Lowe's, and the polyurethane helped as well. I had a design decision that I had to make. Should I sand these or should I not sand these? They had some finish on them. Well, not some finish, more like some stain. on them that I didn't really want to take off, and I tried slightly sanding one section and I didn't like the way it looked. So what I ended up doing is using 2 heavy coats of polyurethane, and then that left the texture, but it also made it so we're not going to get splinters every time we touch these. So turned out really well. I really liked it. And then for this second door, this one's the 32-inch door, just throwing a million staples in it. I probably put 600 staples in these all together, and it's going to hold pretty well. And I'm just gluing all these boards together. One of the interesting things that I was a little concerned about as well is that one side looked quite a bit different than the other, but once it's hanging up, it actually turned out pretty nice. So worked out pretty well. And with these smaller ones, I'm able to just use my clamp them together. The boards are a little warped, so it's always a little bit difficult. I've got some weights on there just to make sure everything's straight, and here we are. We're just measuring both sides to make sure that we're square so we don't end up with a crooked door. They did warp just a little bit. I had them out in the sun when they were drying. I'm not sure if they warped because of the sun or if they warped because they got wet with the polyurethane. Not perfect, but it turned out pretty well, and I'm actually really happy with them. Like I said, I'm not that big of a woodworker, so if something can look like a piece of art when I'm finished with it, it's considered a massive win for me. Christina likes to call my stuff sturdy and not necessarily pretty, so these actually turned out really beautiful, and I'm super excited about it. And now I can have a door for my office, and that's awesome. So I ended up putting 2 layers of polyurethane on it. It's the oil-based polyurethane, so it's slightly yellow, so if you use it on really light wood, it has a slightly yellow tone. Dark wood, you can't really tell, and then it's very, very durable, and it's awesome. Anyway, just wanted to show you the barn door build that I did, and thanks for watching. See you next time.